What if I told you there are enormous stone towers, desert-wide drawings and mysterious pits in Peru that archaeologists still can't fully explain? Structures built thousands of years ago that defy our modern expectations of ancient engineering. Stick around, because what you think you know about Peru might be just the surface. Let's start with the giant desert drawings, the geoglyphs of the ancient coast. Stretching across the arid plains of southern Peru lie the Nazca lines, one of the most enigmatic and massive drawings on Earth. Created between roughly 200 BCE and 500 CE by the Nazca culture, these geoglyphs consist of hundreds of straight lines, geometric shapes, and giant animal and human figures, spanning dozens of kilometers. Archaeologists once thought these lines served as astronomical calendars or had ritual meanings tied to water and fertility. In 2019 and since, drone and satellite surveys have identified over 100 previously unknown geoglyphs, suggesting the Nazca and possibly precursor cultures produced a far denser and more complex network of earth art than previously believed. The scale, precision and endurance of these geoglyphs in a harsh desert climate challenge our assumptions about pre-Columbian engineering and social organization. For historians and geographers, they stand as proof that ancient peoples manipulated landscapes consciously on a scale that still amazes us today. Then there is the Desert of Pits, the mysterious band of holes in the Nazca Plateau. On the Nazca Plateau, the band of holes stretches over a ridge for about 1.5 kilometers. More than 5,000 stone-lined pits carved into the terrain. Each pit is roughly human-sized, arranged in a grid-like pattern across uneven ground. The purpose remains unclear. Some early theories proposed they were graves. Later hypotheses suggested storage pits, water cisterns, or defensive positions. More recently, scholarship has proposed a new possibility. The band of holes may have functioned as a kind of storage or accounting system, possibly tied to agricultural production or trade, using the pits to sort goods or record quantities. The uncertainty surrounding their function really underscores just how limited our knowledge remains. Even visible, enormous landscape modifications don't guarantee clear answers about their purpose. Up in the hills, there's a solar observatory and fortification from over 2 millennia ago, Changilo. Far from deserts and coasts, in the coastal desert's northern reaches, stands Changilo, a fortified complex built around 250 BCE by the Chasma and Sechin culture. Among its remarkable features are the 13 towers, an aligned series of stone structures that functioned as a solar observatory. From observation points, the sun's rising and setting across the towers marked key seasonal dates, probably guiding agricultural and ritual calendars. This makes Changilo perhaps the earliest known solar observatory in the Americas, evidence that ancient Peruvians understood astronomy and integrated it into their architecture and planning. On top of the towers, defensive fortifications and residential layouts suggest this was more than just a ritual site. It was a hub of power, science, and governance. These three examples, geoglyphs, pits, towers, share common threads: large-scale landscape modification, precise design, integration of environment and cosmology, and a sense of long-term planning spanning generations. They show that ancient peoples in Peru weren't building in isolation. They were shaping environments, organizing labor, managing production, tracking seasons and resources, tasks usually associated with far later civilizations. For modern scholars, that challenges simplistic narratives about technological or societal development. For geographers and documentary makers, these sites are living laboratories. They offer real-world data about how humans adapted to arid deserts, high plateaus, and shifting climates. They reveal how ancient societies employed engineering, astronomy, and urban planning long before European contact. For survival-minded or long-term thinking communities, these structures offer fresh perspectives. How to manage scarce resources, track seasons without digital tools, build for resilience, integrate societal needs with environment, and mark human presence in a way that echoes across centuries. Despite decades of study, many questions still remain. What was the exact purpose of the band of holes? How many of the Nazca geoglyphs are still undiscovered, maybe lying hidden beneath the shifting dunes? And how did societies coordinate labor and logistics to build sites like Changilo or Nazca, all without written records? Ongoing research, using things like drones, satellite imaging, GIS mapping, radiocarbon dating, and soil analysis, continues to reveal new structures, refine our understanding, and every now and then overturn older assumptions. Each discovery expands what we know, but honestly it also shows just how much of human ingenuity is still hidden or even lost. From a practical perspective, these sites really do underline the urgency of preservation. Looting, erosion, climate change, and unregulated tourism all risk destroying irreplaceable evidence of human history. Protecting them isn't just nostalgia, it's about safeguarding the data, the lessons, and the legacy of entire civilizations. Because you see, the ancient structures of Peru connect us to fundamental human questions. How did societies organize work and resources? How did they observe the skies without telescopes? And how did they adapt to harsh environments? Those are the very same questions we face today and, tomorrow, when it comes to climate, resource management, and sustainable living. By studying and understanding these sites, we not only reconstruct the past, we learn frameworks for human resilience, cooperation, planning, and integration with landscape. If you're passionate about history, geography, survival, or human adaptability, ancient Peru is more than museum pieces. It's a blueprint for what humans are capable of when they combine intelligence, environment, and determination. The strange structures of ancient Peru, from lines on a desert floor to towers in arid hills, are not curiosities. They're testaments to human ambition, ingenuity, and the capacity to shape the land in ways that last millennia. They force us to reconsider what primitive means and to recognize that civilization is more than written records. It is landscape, architecture, ecology, and shared vision. If you found this exploration enlightening and want more deep dives into ancient mysteries, geography, and human ingenuity, hit like, subscribe, and check out my next video exploring the massive pre-Inca urban complex of the sacred city of Caral.